Good morning, class 8. Today we are going to see about the factors affecting friction. Before we studied about force of friction, now we'll see the factors affecting friction. So what are they? See, tie a string around a brick, pull the brick by a spring balance shown in figure. You need to apply some force. Note down the reading on the spring balance. When the brick just begin to move, it gives you a measure of force of friction between the surface of the brick and the floor. So before we studied about the surface also, that's different type of surface are there and different frictions can be occur, maybe slow, maybe fast. Many frictions can be shown by the difference of surface. Now wrap a piece of polythene around the brick and repeat the activity. Do you observe any difference in the reading of the spring balance in the above two cases? So first there was no polythene bag, the surface was plain. Now we tied the polythene bag to the brick. Now the friction between the surface will change. What might be the reason for these differences? Repeat this activity by wrapping piece of jute bag around the brick. What do you observe? Again there will be the difference between the friction because of the surface. So you have to count that frictions of different surfaces by measuring the spring balance. Spring balance will measure the friction between the different surfaces. So here is the instrument called spring balance. Now we'll see next that make an inclined plane on a smooth floor or on a table. You may use a wooden board supported by bricks or books as shown in figure. Put a mark with a pen at any point A on the inclined plane. Now let a pencil shell move down this point. How far does it move on the table before coming to rest? Now note down the distance. Now spread a piece of cloth. Now see, you have to take one pencil shell and a smooth surface, that is table, and on that table what you have to do, you have to move the pencil shell on that plane surface. So in this figure it is shown here. Over the table, make sure that there are no wrinkles in the cloth. Try the activity again. So you have to take one pencil shell, place a cloth here, and from this mark A, you have to slide down the shell. How far it will go, you have to note that distance. Again in B figure it is shown here. Repeat this activity by spreading a thin layer of sand over the table. Maintain the same slope throughout the activity. The slope should be same, but here it will be sand. And first we use cloth. So the distance covered by the sand in cloth was more as compared to the sand because of the surface. In which case is the distance covered the minimum? In sand it will cover minimum distance. Why is the distance covered by the pencil shell different every time? The reason is that the surfaces are different. That's why they will cover the different distances. Try this. Discuss the result. Does the distance covered depend on the nature of the surface? Yes, it depends on the nature of the surface. Plain surface, rough surface, different types of surfaces are there. And because of that the distance will be different on which the cell moves. Could the smoothness of the surface of the cell also affect the distance traveled by it? Yes, smoothness. If the surface is smooth, the distance will be more. Friction is caused by the irregularities on the two surfaces in contact. Even those surfaces which appear very smooth have a large number of minute irregularities on them. Irregularities on two surfaces knock into one another. When we attempt to move any surface we have to apply and force to overcome interlocking. On rough surface, there are a large number of irregularities, so the force of the friction is greater if a rough surface is involved. So here one figure is shown to you, the surface of book and surface of a table. So see here, one table is there and book is kept on that table. If the surface is in this way, it will be difficult to move the book in a long distance. Then there will be some irregularities to move the book because of the rough surface. We said that the friction is caused by the interlocking of irregularities in the two surfaces. So interlocking means table and book. Between both there are some irregularities and interlocking to move or form the friction. It is obvious that the force of friction will increase if the two surfaces are pressed harder. You can experience it by dragging a mat when nobody is sitting on it. If the mat is there and nobody is sitting, so you can easily pick up that or move that. But somebody is sitting on that mat and you will not be able to move the mat because of the friction of the sitting person and the mat. Recall your experience when last time you moved a heavy box from one place to another. If you have no such experience, get that experience now. What is easier to move the box from rest or to move it when it is already in motion? The force required to overcome friction at the instant an object starts moving from rest is a measure of static friction. So when the object moves from start or from at the rest place, that is known as the static friction. Means the object start moving on the surface, that is static friction. On the other hand, the force required to keep the object moving with the same speed is a measure of sliding friction. When the box starts sliding, the contact point on its surface do not get enough time to knock into the contact points of the floor. So the sliding friction is slightly smaller than the static friction. So sliding means the movement of the box start moving on the floor, that is known as static friction, and sliding, the same speed is measure of sliding friction. Then friction and you find it somewhat easier to move the box already in motion than it gets started. Means what happens when you have to push a box, keep it moving. When the box is moving, the friction between the floor and the box will be same. And when the box is at the rest position and when you start moving that rest position box, that is static friction. And sliding friction means when the box is moving on a way, that is known as sliding friction. So this was about the factors affecting the friction. Next, we'll see in next period.